We need the DPRK to come to the table for talks. We're ready to talk anytime they'd like to talk. But they have to come to the table, and they have to come to the table with a view that they do want to make a different choice. In the meantime, our military preparedness is strong.
All right, to break it down, we have Joseph Kim in Seoul and Kevin McAleese in Washington. But Kevin, let's go to you first. Rex Tillerson's comments suggest a shift in this administration's approach to North Korea.
Yes, it does. As you said in your introduction, this is clearly a softening. And in fact, Tillerson said that Donald Trump was on board with this and saw it as a realistic venture in this ongoing North Korea crisis. But it's certainly a shift. Previously, the US administration had said one of the conditions for us sitting around the table was that you drop your nuclear weapons program. They've now realized that perhaps in order to open up this diplomatic path that they want from their what they call their maximum pressure approach, they're going to have to recognize the fact that Pyongyang is not going to do that anytime soon. It sees its nuclear weapons program, its missile program, as the only thing preventing its destruction at the hands of countries like the United States. That's the thinking under this Kim regime. So perhaps this is now the Trump administration realizing that if they are going to go the desired route and avoid that plan B, which of course would involve the US, the mighty US military, then they are going to have to rethink their approach to Kim's regime.
Okay, Joseph, to you. No preconditions, but Kim Jong-un has vowed to make North Korea the world's strongest nuclear power. That's according to state media. Do you think that they're ready for a dialogue with the US?
Well, I think many analysts here in South Korea, as well as in Washington, have continued to analyze and speculate that the reason North Korea continues to build its nuclear defense arsenal is in order to get on the dialogue table with the United States to be recognized as a nuclear state. And we also saw this in the recent visit by UN diplomat Jeffrey Feltman to North Korea, where they had a 15-hour discussion in which both sides, the UN as well as North Korea, agreed that they had to prevent war. Now, this is a case in which North Korea continues to try to assert itself as a global nuclear power. This is something that the United States, as well as South Korea, has continued to say and deny that they would not recognize North Korea as a nuclear state. So this is the continued actions of Pyongyang and its leadership to say to the world that it is a nuclear state and that it does want to be recognized as such. And if we are going to go to the dialogue table, that you also have to recognize this as well.
Kevin, given Trump's tough talk, do you think he and Tillerson are on the same page with this approach?
You can never take that for granted with this administration and Donald Trump and his senior cabinet ministers. Of course, remember, it wasn't that long ago that Donald Trump undermined Rex Tillerson's desire to follow this diplomatic approach over North Korea when he tweeted out, give it up, Rex, Little Rocket Man. That's Donald Trump's nickname for Kim Jong-un. Little Rocket Man cannot be, cannot be talked to, cannot sit down and be reasoned with, so give up, undermining all the work that Rex Tillerson and the Defence Secretary James Mattis had put together in trying to go that diplomatic route. So we won't take anything for granted over whether or not Donald Trump, whose eyes are firmly on a certain special election race tonight, but perhaps keep a watch over his Twitter over the next 24 hours to see exactly what he makes of Rex Tillerson's latest approach to North Korea.
Joseph, do you think that these comments are enough to diffuse tensions in the region, particularly following Pyongyang's latest missile test?
Well, I think they're definitely a softening approach by Washington, but with the way that the Trump administration has been sporadic and arbitrary, in which one diplomat will say one thing that will be contradicted by what President Donald Trump will say, I think it's very hard to tell what the result will really be, especially if we look at this recent visit by the UN official who went to North Korea. He said that there weren't any commitments that were made and that North Korea, however, left the door open for dialogue as well as commitment to peace. We also have to look at South Korea's efforts. They have tried to get on the dialogue table with the North. They tried to restart that military hotline that was often used to diffuse tensions on the Korean Peninsula, but that was also rejected by North Korea, who didn't offer any response in regards to those offers for peace talks. So North Korea, at this point, they may be open for dialogue, but they want it in their specific way, and it does seem that this includes being recognized as a nuclear state.
All right, Joseph Kim in Seoul, Kevin McAleese in Washington.